Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson. You're watching Nature Nell, and if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. This is the aftermath of 2 days at one of the largest, if not the largest, international orchid festival and show of its kind. And it's held at the Fruit and Spice Park in Redland, Florida. And it's actually very close to my area, so it's so convenient, and I look forward to it every year. It's like the Disney for orchid collectors and orchid lovers. It is really something special, and there's a lot of booth to cover. If you go with a game plan, it's going to go out the door. Teresita and I tried it several times. It's very fluent. You can't really make plans because it's just, there's people everywhere, and then the weather didn't really allow us to do much, but I got a lot there on film for you guys to see, and I hope you enjoyed the fact that I am covering more international vendors, because we miss out on what they have to bring, right? We get very comfortable, at least I do, with vendors that I know, and I'm always covering them. And honestly, you know, there is no preference. I want to show everybody. I want you guys to have a feel as if you were there. So that's why you didn't see the typical vendors that I always cover. I try to be a little bit more fair on all these vendors that I have never covered before. So I think that there's a good balance, because I cover these other vendors on a yearly basis. So in these big shows, it's the only time we're gonna get, you know, international vendors like that, like from Taiwan, had great orchids, Thailand as well, Brazil, Africa. I mean, there's really, really good vendors. That's why it's the International Orchid Show. So speaking of, I wanna show you what I got. No more chatty box. I just wanted to let you guys know why it was a little bit different this time, and I know I got a lot of good feedback. You guys really enjoyed the international vendors, so I'm going to be doing more of that. And then next week, which I believe is the 20, I don't have a calendar, 20 something, 24th maybe, Ophies is having their fair that they always have right after the show. And there's still vendors in town that joined that show, so that's one that you won't want to miss. So after this, I'll probably look on my calendar and put the right dates there for you. So without further ado, let's go look at this haul. All right, so let's start with the very first one. I organized everything in a row so that way it makes it a lot easier. If you guys saw, oh, and I think this is, what is that? Is that a root? I don't know. I hope it's a shoot. A spike, I mean. This is a dendrobium that I covered first thing in Mercedes home revisit. It's a Dendrobium Sun Ray that I kept on calling it Sunrise. And sorry, my nails are dirty. I was potting for you guys, so that way I can show the orchids already potted and looking neat. So everything, I buried it in lava rock. I didn't have charcoal, but I have done just lava rock, and it works just as good with these cane dendrobiums. They really like it. You just have to water more often. Maybe later on when it really gets established, I'll add charcoal, but right now I really don't want to keep moving her because she is a beautiful piece. And I got this one, let me see, did they put the name? Yes, I think it was Water something, Water Orchids. Water Orchids. And they do ship, so if you guys can make it to the show, no biggie, you can go on their website, and they say they have everything that they have at the show, and maybe even more that you guys can order. Now, if you do order from Asia, you want to make sure you ask them how they're growing it before you get it at home. Is it indoors, outdoors, screened, is it rain controlled, is it, you want to ask all those things before you bring them home. I personally don't do it. I take the risk, because I bought so many already that I kind of feel like, okay, this looks like it's going to do well in my place, and 9 out of 10 they do. So this one, you can order it online. I believe she was telling me that this one is one of those you can order online, and it was only $20, guys. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? I thought I was seeing, because there were other ones that I thought it was 20 and it ended up being 200. So, you know, it's frenzy out there. It's a fun frenzy. So this one's just starting to open. I got this when I was filming part 1 or day 1. I just noticed she has a little bit of stress on her bulb. That's from traveling. And this was from Orchids in Bloom. This is what it's called. I'll put a picture right under right there on the side. Boop. So that photo that you see right there, it was one that Pam sent to me, and it inspired me to pre-order. I told her, oh, hold some for me, but she had so many she didn't have to hold any. There was a lot of them with buds, and Wendy, Teresita, and I got the same one, and it's a beautiful orchid. And again, you guys can call. I don't think she puts her information in the back now. Pam, if you're watching, it'd be good to put your information in the back, so when I show it, they have it right then and there. I know she watches my channel. What a way to send a message, right? So anyways, the one right next to it, this one I've been after for a very long time. This is the Memoria, here we go, Variegated M, and it's a reclassified as Phalaenopsis. It used to be classified as a Doridus, but now it's a back to a Phalaenopsis. And this one is in the category of the blue. So when you see these colors, even though people say that looks violet, yeah, it does, but there's a hue, especially today. It's okay. The sky's okay. It's just very cloudy, which is good for filming, but you don't see the iridescence that it produces when the light hits it. So I ended up getting 2 of these, and this one I got it from an international vendor. Actually, no, this one I got from, I mean, you can get it from there, I guess, but I actually got this from Tang. He had a bunch of these, and on the first day, which was the VIP, they had them on bag babies, right? And I've been after these. You know, they were hard to find. Maybe now they'll be easier, but they were hard to find at one point. And so I saw it on Instagram one time featured, and I was like, oh, I gotta have it. It's so pretty. And I said, let me take 2 and put it. That's why I was telling you. That's why my nails are dirty. Sorry, because I've been putting things in moss, and I actually put things in an aeroid that I bought that I'll show you now. But anyways, I like to always leave the top roots exposed, see? Because that way it doesn't get any too much moisture, and you are still acclimating it. And they come in these little plastic cups that, you know, it's not good to keep them in there, especially if you have a very humid place like I do. And I drilled my own holes on these, because these, when you get them, they don't have, see? And what you see down there is styrofoam. That's styrofoam that you see down there. So that way it has extra good drainage, see? And then just plain old good spag moss. I like using spag moss because it's a good brand, and I find it that it's a very clean moss for your orchid, especially if you're transferring them brand new. So anyways, this is from Sierra Madre, and I did a major killing in Sierra Madre. I'll show you now. So now down here was, I lost the tag to this, but this is from the same, it's called Joseph Wu. Here. And again, you can go on their website or call them, and they're very nice. They speak English. They're very friendly. So communication and service will not be a problem. They were super nice, very kind. The daughter, it was a mother and daughter running the place, and I don't know if they are related to Joseph Wu. I mean, I don't want to make that assumption, but I do know that Mr. Joseph Wu creates his own pelorics. This is what he's known for doing. He had a beautiful Phalaenopsis, but at these fairs, he's known for his pelorics. He's the only person I've seen that has all these different types of pelorics, and he cultivates and creates them himself, which is super, super, super cool. That, you know, you're buying it straight from the person who created this. I'm still like sore-throated from the crazy weekend. My phone. There you go. It's so much different filming here than in those shows. It's mayhem. There's like no plan A or B or C. You just have to go with the flow. Here we go. This is another one from Joseph Wu. Oh wait, I didn't even give you the name. Hello, Nelson, you're off your game. I'm a little tired. I'm still trying to recuperate. And I had to create my own tag because yes, I lost it. By the way, this was $35. This beauty right here. I kept the bag so I could remember, and these were $20 each. These, I believe they were $20 each. If it wasn't 20, it was 25, around that ballpark. And then this one was 28. I'll just get the price out of the way. So this one was 28, and it was one of the first ones that I was like, wow, what a beautiful flower. And so peloric, guys, for you guys that are just starting to watch my channel, means that sorry, it's hard to do this while filming. Let me see, which one is this one? That one. Okay. The labellum is mimicked by the leaves, or the petals, not the leaves, the petals on top. See how it mimics? Where it should look, I don't have anything here that, well, here we go. It should look like this, you know, that's a labellum, and then it's got these two petals, right? Well, if this was peloric, all these two petals would look exactly like that, and that would be called a full peloric. These are full peloric, which means all three look almost exactly the same. There's a heavy and what was the other one? Heavy and, oh, Julian's is the one that taught me this. I'm already failing the class. I get subtle, because the one I have is subtle. It's not heavy or full, but this is definitely a full peloric, and it was gorgeous. I don't think Terry got one of these. I know she got one of these, but she did not get one of these. Which, by the way, at the end of this video, I'm going to do a photo journal of Terry's haul. She sent me pictures and everything and all the information, so I will do a photo journal in the very end of the things she got. Now this one's called, it's having trouble today, I guess because it's so cloudy. There we go. And again, this is Joseph Wu. I have to make sure these things go in, because that's how I lost it. The sphagnum moss pushes it out, and that's how I lost the other one. And for the life of me, I looked everywhere around here and I couldn't find it. So that's how they get lost. They go to tag heaven. Now this, for you guys that know about philodendrons, please tell me what this is. I was told this gets really, really, really big, like super massive, the leaf, if you put it under a tree. Like I do those, my pothos, see? They get very big. And those started in a little tiny basket, and they were very small. And now they have I think it's called saturation, it has a name. But anyways, it's those cuts that look almost like Swiss cheese. Well, they say this gets like that, and it also gets those cuts. So if you guys know what it is, because the person I bought it from did not tag it, I already potted it, and I put it, again, I did the styrofoam on the bottom. I put, I used a soil from Ophi's that they had, that I purchased, that was really, really good. It's it's for philodendrons, or any kind of aeroids, really. And so I always top it a little bit with cut orchiata, like the tinier ones, and I put it on top to keep, you know, some moisture in there. And I got these chips at the Orchid Supply store. You can check out their website. They have a lot of supplies there too. But anyways, if you know what this is, please let me know, because I am infatuated with it. Teresita and I bought from this vendor. It was a mom and pop, a couple, a husband, wife, and little kid. And very cool people. And I can't remember the name of the tent. It's just so crazy over there. But anyways, I got this for 20 bucks. Believe it or not. You know what? I'm going to put this in pause for a second because mosquitoes are attacking me. Man, I have to put Skin So Soft. It's the one thing I like to use. I feel it's safe on the skin, and it really, really works. It really works. We get it in our local flea market. It's made by Avon, but it is the best mosquito repellent. I was going to say repellent I've ever used. All right, guys. So this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Dendrobium. I got this at the Orchid Den. These were $45 each, and this is the name, Dendrobium Blue Twist, and you'll see why it's called that. Look how gorgeous those blooms are. And Josh sold, because a lot of you may not know this, Joshua Jones of the Orchid Den, he sells pots, you know, and all kinds of beautiful mugs that you can use for your orchids, or my favorite are his lily pad plates that I use for mini Cattleyas. But anyway, he's a Dendrobium specialist. We've done lives together before, and he had these. I just fell in love with this flower. Look at the color on the back, and then those little twisted, perfectly twisted, double twisted petals. What a beautiful, beautiful orchid. I was so happy to get this. And it's funny because I would walk around with a cart and people were stopping me. Where did you get that? It's people look at other people's carts. But this is a gorgeous Dendrobium, and it's a good size. Just like that Paphiopedilum right next to it. You guys knew I was going to take this. You know, when I saw this, it was like, this was my very first purchase. I paid $100 for this, and I think it was a steal. But thank you, Philip, for bringing this beauty. And this is from none other. Oh, they don't have the, because you know what? They didn't have, they weren't going to sell this. This was actually here. Let me put it, separate it from everything in the back. This was actually going to go in the show. They were going to enter this in the show. Which after I bought it, I should have entered. There was still time to enter. I didn't think about it. And if it would have won something, he would have felt vindicated. But the thing is that he had several that he put in the show, and there was a limit. They didn't know about the limit, so unfortunately this one did not make it in. But fortunately for me, because if not, it would have not made it here. Look at the colors on that. It's gorgeous. This would have definitely gotten something. It's just so pretty. And this was one that everywhere I went, people were stopping me. Where did you get that? Who's selling that? And I go, well, there was only one. Oh, I don't care. I want to go, because they feel like, oh, well, maybe there's a chance, you know. But it's like, listen, I can guarantee you there's no more. Because if not, Teresita would have taken the other one. It's gorgeous. Look at that. It's just breathtaking. All right, guys. So here to the left, I'm going to bring you all the way up here. This is one gorgeous flower. I'm going to put it right there on the left hand. Beep. And this, I bought 4 of these orchids at Sierra Madre. I fell in love with these, and the name Kiwi is like perfect. It feels like that should be the name. But I got 4 of them, and I put them on this beautiful mount, and I can just imagine when this blooming cycle for this plant starts here. And that is the name. I don't want to, this one I really don't want to lose the tag, even though I already know the name by heart. Well, not by heart, but. And how I hung it there, I took off all the moss completely, left it bare rooted. It is a Cattleya, so it's fine. And I drilled holes, and I used a tie wrap, you know, like the, let me see, one of these. I call them tie wraps. These are wire wraps, like that. But the longer ones, sort of like this. And I anchor them, you know, secured. I try to create a design before I do all the holes. I put them around to see how they'll look, you know, well balanced. And this seemed to work the best. Also keeping in mind where the new growth is, making sure that it goes out so that way it keeps growing more and more. You don't want to put the new growth on top of something that's going to cover it. So this right here is Spanish moss that I put just to hold some moisture in there. And I think she's going to do good there. I'm just testing out. It has this kind of roofing and lighting, so I think it's going to do well there. I'm just going to keep an eye because it doesn't always necessarily mean that it's going to like it. So right behind, this is already my Tigrina that. Right behind the Dendrobium Blue Twist, I got this, which you guys knew I was going to get this. I already had it in my hand and I had made up my mind. Look at the little angels in the center. They look like happy face with wings. It's so cute. I was like, this is a really pretty species. Now this one, I lost the tag as well. And these tags were falling off very easily. Terry told me that hers, they noticed that hers fell, and because of that, she still has hers. But I will put the name underneath. But it caught my eye. Now, it's not a pretty fragrant Ariades. I think that's how you say it. The gentleman from the vendor that I got it, lots of orchids, which I love that name because they truly had lots of orchids and very unique ones. Told me that, hold on, is it focusing? There. That it had, he says, why don't you reach over? It has a very different fragrance to it. And when I got up close, I was like, oh yeah, it's a Paphiopedilum strange. So you guys, if you know the smell of a Paphiopedilum flowers, this kind of smells like that, like dirty clothes or something like that. But it's a gorgeous, unless you get like right up to it, you're not gonna smell it. It cost me $42. I left this just so I can remember. $42, and it's a cute little compact Vanda that fits anywhere. Now I'm not gonna keep it here. I'm probably gonna put it inside the other side where my work shack is. But I'm putting it here just so I can not forget, one, and number two, just go in order like this beauty. Now you guys knew I was gonna get this one too. Or maybe not, because I don't think I ever really on film, I can't remember very well, but I don't think I really like confirmed it on film. This one I did, but this, I was back and forth. I was like, man, I already spent $100 on a Paph. This was $150, but look at the size of this. This is a beautiful specimen already. A mini specimen. And look how many flowers it has. And again, this one's not gonna go here, but for the sake of showing or showcasing the haul, plus it makes it a little bit smoother, the transition. But look at that flower. Now this one has a tag, but it was all like kind of mingled up because I guess they've had this for a long time. I think he told me 10 years. Or maybe that's the other one. Let me see. Cattleya Quinn Color for Besii with Cattleya Atlandiae. And I made my tag because I know that the actual tag is, see it right there, it's in the back. Oh, somewhere in there. But anyway, it's just weathered and just no good, no bueno. So I said, just before I lose it, let me create a tag. So look how pretty it is. I mean, the things that I got were things that were unique or good size for a good price. You know, because for 150 bucks, this whole piece right here is, it's not bad at all. That's a really good deal. And speaking of deal, you guys know I cannot pass Crowell Smith without getting something. And I fell in love with this flower. As soon as I saw it, I said, this has Renanthera in it. He goes, it's a Renanthera Vanda. I think that's what they call them. He says it has Renanthera and Vanda flower mutated together or hybridized together. Sorry about that. Such a pretty, pretty flower. And of course, there's a hint of that cranberry and yellow that I like. And then the freckles. It has a little bit of everything that I enjoy in a flower. It's early in the morning, the lighting is so pretty. I'm trying to go a little slower so you guys can have a better visual of the flower. And here's the name. Very, very pretty flower. All right. Now, for the grand finale. Ta-da! I got this spectacular Dendrobium at Sierra Madre. This piece just blew me and everyone it came across away. I didn't pass through one person that did not stop me and say, where did you get that? And poor C told me the following day that he had a slew of people coming to him and asking him for the same. And I told them, I said, this was only a one of a kind. This was part of his collection, and he's reducing some of it to bring new stuff. And I'm lucky enough to be the owner of it. It's, you know, that's why you go early on the Thursdays. You pay a little bit more, you know, for the ticket, but this is what you find. Whereas then after Saturday or Sunday, if you find something like this, it's definitely meant for you. But I knew when I saw it, I said, oh, well, actually Terry saw it first and she showed it to me. And I was like, is that a Dendrobium? Because it was far away from the tent. And she's like, I believe so. Hold on here, let me show you the tag. There's a root in the way. How rude. How rude. I hope that comes out normal. I don't know. I'm twisting my phone around and doing all these things. I don't know if that's even going to come out. If anything, I'll put it underneath. But anyways, look at all the spikes it has. And not only that, the spikes it has produced in the past. This is an extremely heavy, heavy bloomer. And that's what sold it. I was like, oh, wow. This thing has bloomed even more profusely than this. So guys, take a guess what I paid for this, and this was normal price. I basically paid, I know you guys know that I get a lot of gifts and everything, but this was the vernissage of orchids. This is the first day, so they have to sell to make up for the money. It's very expensive to put these booths. And so, you know, when you get those orchids over there, you're getting high quality orchids at a really, really good price. So I never haggle. I know what it goes into going in and growing these orchids. And I think it would be unfair of me, knowing as a professional, well, not as a professional, but an expert grower. I've been doing this for quite a while. Shame on me if I try to reduce the price on something that I know what it takes to get to this size. But either way, C gave me an amazing price, $75. He gave me a beautiful price, and I love the leaves on this. It's so tropical. It's such a tropical Dendrobium. Even the colors say tropical. I'm sure lots of you are drooling, because if I see this in somebody else's YouTube video, I'd be like, oh my God. That's how I felt when I went up close to it. I was like, oh wow. These flowers are spectacular. Like, I'm definitely thinking of entering this in something. I'm gonna try to grow it as healthy as possible, and wait for the next show and see if it's blooming like a lot, because it would be beautiful to enter this if it had all this in blooms. But anyways, this was my golden nugget. Like I tell you guys, when you go to these shows, there's always that golden nugget that you find, and you just can't believe that you're the new owner of that piece. So anyways, I wanted to show you guys something before I close, gifts that were given to me and things that I joined. So let me turn this around. Well, I can't turn it around yet. See, this is why I have to keep things together. I forget. This is the only one that I put away. I got 3 Moats Vandas. They always have these. They have different selections. Unfortunately, it was so crazy, and I was talking to some viewers. I totally forgot to take a picture of the picture they had there representing this, and I can't find it anywhere online. So I'm going to give you the name here. It's a very, very, very long name. I don't even know if I can. No, it's so long it wraps around the tag. Hold on. Okay, so JV Brero. I know it's JV Brero. With a Prior Muang. You know what? I'm going to put it underneath. It's just too much trouble. I'll take a tag out and I'll write it. But anyway, the flower is beautiful. It's like a, if I remember correctly, it's a hot pink, and it has a big yellow labellum. It's really, really beautiful, and I can't wait. So instead of putting it on the tree, I put it on this pot hanger. See, it's one of those regular pot hangers, but it's one of my really, really long ones, and I don't even know what I'm going to use it with. And I'm like, you know what? I did something like this with the other pot hangers, the one with the rings, and it looked good, and it's doing really well. So why not do it to this one? I just have to keep an eye on the roots and make sure they don't cover the, if it starts covering the plant a little too much, then I'll probably just put them together like a crown. But I really like the way it looks like this. And it's in a perfect spot, getting, you know, some sun and some shade before I acclimate her to full sun, because these leaves are thinner. So that means it probably likes sun more than other orchids. I just learned that actually from another user. Oh, sorry, buddy. I didn't see Morris. Oh, Baba. I am so careful never to do that. Come here, Papa. Good thing I'm wearing soft shoes. This is Morris, my little mascot here. Unfortunately, I just stepped on his tail, but he's so forgiving. I'm sorry, Papa. I hardly ever do that. This is like probably the second time I've done this in many years, because I'm always aware of he's always around me. He's like more like a little puppy. But anyways, I wanted to show you that. I don't have the flower, unfortunately, but once it blooms, it'll be a sight to see, because the photo looked beautiful. All right, I'm trying to speed talk here. I don't know why. I'm just like in a hurry going nowhere. So let me turn this around, and I want to share something with you. All right, guys, that's the end of the haul, but not the end of the episode. I am drenched already. The humidity factor today is off the charts. It is already, I would say it's not that early. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, because I did do some watering and repotting and things like that early on. But it is just scorching out here. It's Miami weather, but you know, they like it. They seem to love it. So anyways, what I wanted to share, Mosquito Stop, I put on Skin So Soft, is this beautiful gift by Farida, which is a Kentucky whiskey. It's Basil Hayden. I had never tried it before. It's a beautiful, beautiful bottle. So Farida, thank you so much. As you can see, it's already been tested. It is a beautiful, beautiful bottle. I love like artwork on bottles. Ooh, catching mosquitoes while I do my videos. Doesn't get more real than this. And my glasses keep slipping. I have like these anchors in the back because the humidity here is so high that everything slips off. So they sell these little anchors, which by the way, you can get them on Amazon. They are amazing if you're gardening. Look, see? So if you're gardening, these are the best things. These are your best friends, because if you're sweating out there, and I sweat on a dime, especially under humidity, your glasses keep falling off. But this one, nothing falls. No, no, no. No more broken glasses or dirty glasses. So anyways, thank you, Farida. I really, really, really like this bottle, and I love the whiskey. It's super smooth. It's when you first, you know, sip it, it has that barrely, woodsy, aged flavor, but then it's just like silk. It's really, really nice. All right, now this was something way long overdue. Ta-da! I joined the American Orchid Society. Finally. I don't know why I didn't do this before. I mean, I have their magazines. I always buy them when I go to the shows, because at the shows they sell them for $1. The retired magazines, the ones, or not retired, but the ones that are already I can't think today. It's an older issue, Nelson. It's an older issue. But anyways, as you can see, it has some beautiful, beautiful photography. Photography is absolutely gorgeous, and a lot of these, if not all, are award-winning orchids. And sometimes I look at some of these and I recognize who they come from. Like I was looking at a fowl the other day, and I'm like, wait, I've seen this, and it's from Brethren. It was one of I think they're FCC. But it's just a beautiful magazine. It has illustrations, and one of the best parts that I like, and thanks to this, because I'm a hard learner when it comes to learning how to remember a name or pronounce a name. It has a pronunciation guide. Let me see. All those from A to Z. It teaches you how to pronounce, like Bulbophyllum. You know, some people say, like I used to say Bulbophyllum, right? But it's not. It's Bulbophyllum. And see how they, hold on, let me see if I can. Ooh, this is hard to do. See right there? It's Bulbophyllum. So Bulbophyllum, Bulbophyllum. And it once you see it that way and you have to say the name, you remember how you saw it here, and it makes it so much easier. I mean, I still forget because, you know, it's, look how many names there are. And this is just some of them. I think there's a lot more. Or maybe these are all the names they have registered. But anyways, great magazine, great society. You get perks. I haven't really even had time because I'm just only a day away from the shows. The show ended yesterday, so I'm filming the haul today so I can get the flowers fresh enough. And I'm going to start looking into all the perks, because I know as a member you get, I think, a percentage off certain booth. Like when you go to these shows, certain booth, I believe they give you a percentage. I don't remember how much it is. Maybe if we check online it'll say it there, but there's participating vendors that will honor a discount. So if you're buying a lot of orchids, it adds up. So that's a big perk. And also, they gave me a great book. It's called Your First Orchid. Now, even though I'm beyond first orchids because I've had first everything, I started reading and immediately I started learning something new about catasetums. Which I'm not going to talk about because I have to read more and be a little bit more before I start saying things that I'm not sure of. But anyways, even though this is Your First Orchid, it's a great little book because it actually has things in there that I didn't know to make your blooms bigger and better. So I got that. And of course, how appropriate, a green mug. Keeping it green, they really are. And it has the logo right there. So pretty. My God, I'm looking at my nails. I OCD about my nails because I'm a salon owner and these have to be clean all the time. But look at this. This is what happens when you're potting. And barehanded, because it wasn't anything like crazy. But anyways, guys, I got those two things that I was not, I was expecting the gift, but I didn't think I was going to join, because every time I go to these shows, I say I'm going to join, but like I say, plan A never works. There's many other plans. So this time, the lady who's always representing there, I forgot her name now, but anyway, she saw me, she recognized my face, and she goes, I haven't forgotten. I'm like, I promise today is the day. I promise you. And so I did it. As soon as I came in on Friday, it was the first thing I did. And so I sealed the deal as a member for the American Orchid Society. Lots of fun. Let me see. I'm always thinking to see. I think I did good this time because I organized myself before doing the video. When I do this cold turkey and I just go at it, it doesn't work. So anyway, we've gone, I don't know how many minutes because this was the second part, the third part. Yeah, I think I've shown you absolutely everything. Because look, I forgot that one and I didn't think I forgot it any. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed these last 3 videos, these wonderful videos of a wonderful weekend with wonderful vendors. I had a blast. I'm having now, what is it they call that? Like when you go to Disney or to a place that kids really like and then they're back, they get, oh my God, there's a word for that. Nostalgia. I get early nostalgia of the whole place. So, let me see, I wanted to thank some people. I want to thank Teresita for being such a great partner in crime. We had such a good time. We always have a blast, but I laugh with her because she always says all these excuses, and I realize she's not saying it for us. She's saying it for herself to calm herself down so she can continue buying. I picked up on that number and I'm like, let's roll with it. I'm good with it. Let's keep going. So we had a blast doing that. And who else? Roxy. I love hanging out with Roxy and Alex. It's always fun. We hung out in line. We went inside and we lost each other very quickly. We were able to find each other during eating time, lunchtime, and we hung out. But oh my God, it's just crazy. It's so crazy. I know some of you left me messages that said, oh, could you please visit so-and-so? It's not that easy. And you can listen to other YouTubers. I think Natasha said it from Just One More Orchid. She said, don't worry about coming with a plan. It doesn't work that way. And always take cash because the international vendors don't take credit cards. Some do, but most don't. So anyways, I think that's it. Next weekend, I was talking about that. Ophi's is going to have the after the show. That's what I call it. They have some vendors that come down and have some wonderful stuff. So if you couldn't make it to the show, this is a little mini of that. Tiny, tiny, tiny mini. Real tiny mini, because that show was big. Oops, birds are fighting. This one was pretty big. It had about 100 vendors and a lot of food trucks, which is good. We had diversity of food. And I love eating at these places. You know, it's fun when you go, you eat and you have a beer and then you go shopping some more. It's like, it's part of the whole experience. So anyways, guys, I think that's it. I'm sweating too much. It's really, really bad out here. Anything else now? You're not forgetting anything? Everything's kosher? All right, that's it. Until next time, I am Nelson. You have been watching Nature Nell. Stay tuned for the photo journal of Teresita's haul. And remember to always, always keep it green. See you next time. So folks, I'm here at Jack's Jungle. There's Jack and his wife. Oh yeah. And they have some really cool stuff. Check this out. This is a type of, they told me the name, but it has the most incredible jasmine. Oh, that's what it is. It's a jasmine. But it has the most amazing fragrance, and it's a full sun variegated. Teresita bought the only one they have. And if you believe this, it's only $35. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous jasmine. We thought at first it was a Hoya, because look, doesn't this look like a peduncle? But as we got closer, we're like, no, this
Then I
is
gotta
something else.
physically go out to the front.
It's absolutely beautiful.
That's
But
a
it's
Hoya.
gorgeous.
No, we thought it was a Hoya, it's a jasmine.
Oh my God.
really?
And it smells
And of
delicious.
course, I got my push.
And it just got sold. She bought it.
You know, he's like, you know they're gonna take it. That's
You're
it.
welcome.
It's not gonna be here.
And look, they have all sorts
I
of
think the puppy ones that we bought yesterday already sold. That was the
You guys know I love these.
Yes, I get so much sun all day long. I have no trees, no shade.
The Monsteras. I don't know if that's the Andersonii, which
Sometimes during
is this the Andersonii or this is a different one, right?
This is a Monstera Esqueleto.
Escaleta, yeah. There's the one that's a little bigger than the
Yeah, we
Andersonii.
have another one over here.
That's I was looking at because I was confusing. I have the Andersonii on my trees, and I didn't realize how big the leaf gets.
They look the same,
No, variegated,
but yeah.
variegated Andersonii.
Let's see if we can find.
Let me see how much those are. I do like those because I saw those in one spot at Nature's Tapestry, and they sold out. Oh, these are like 95. Look at that, guys! How pretty. If I wouldn't have done the killing that I did yesterday, we take a linda, the variegated. How much? I keep calling it Andersonii. It's not Andersonii. These are 95.
It is beautiful.
Put these on my trees, watch them get.
Andersonii aria.
Andersonii aria.
Yes.
And this is like a form of.
That is a Epiprimnum pinnatum albo. Yes. We live in Port St. Lucie.
Okay.
Oh, so you are in Florida.
Yeah, we have
Perfect.
a store in Port St. Lucie.
So you also ship.
Yeah, all over 50 states.
Cars?
I do not have a card on me, but you're more than welcome.
So that's it. We got to stretch that banner. There you go, guys. So when you check it out on Instagram, DM, or I know $20 for that. That's really good. Para mí, to put it on a tree.
So these actually get bigger and start to fenestrate as well.
Oh, really? Like the
Yes.
Monstera?
Yes.
So it would do good on
it'll
the
kind of look like the Pina Partida,
Okay.
and it'll have that beautiful variegation on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
Well, you
See,
look.
I convinced her with that one. Now she's trying to convince me with one.
It's a lot less than mine.
It's that balance, you know?
Okay, let's keep the balance going here.
All
It
right.
has beautiful.
$20.
They said they do great on my trees.
Under the trees.
Here, you guys are shopping with me.
That's where we started, was on our oak
There
tree.
you go. Easy peasy.
There you go.
Thank you. Let's put it
If
in
it
the...
starts to shoot green, cut it.
And not... Okay.
Yeah, cut it back to the last variegated.
My
and it'll-
pothos sometimes do that.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
variegated ones. Queen pothos, the white and green. And as soon as I see that green leaf, it's like, you're an invader.
Yeah,
Cut it off.
yeah, get it off.
All right, guys. This is great.
We'll see you.
Thank you so much. We'll see you in a bit.
Enjoy the show.
Thanks.
Thank you.